Hey, what's up guys? Thanks for watching. This is an unboxing video of a recent auction win of Roman, Greek, and world coins. And I'll be including pictures, close-up pictures of some of the coins as throughout the video as I film them. First off, here we have a nice sestertius of Lucius Verus, who was the co-emperor to Marcus Aurelius. He reigned from I think 161 to 169 AD. He died of an illness, potentially the plague. This one's authenticated slab by ANACS. I think all three of these coins here. I think it's a lot of three. And the second one is a AS of Antoninus Pius. A little bit of rough condition, probably not one I would have submitted for slabbing, but people really love to slab their ancient coins, and it does add a little bit of value if you're selling on eBay or other auction sites like that. But for something in this condition, I probably wouldn't recommend doing it. I think the cost of submitting is outweighed by the benefit. Here's a slightly cooler one. This is an ass of Nero. Nero's pretty popular emperor. His denari are pretty expensive, but you can find some of his bronze coins for a little bit cheaper, like the smaller bronze coins, like these asses. And this one is a little bit corroded, but still in pretty decent shape. You can see on the obverse side a nice portrait of Nero. So decent coin overall and pretty good size. The ass is about slightly larger than a quarter, and then the sestertius is larger than a $0.50. This is a really cool one. This is one I was excited about getting. This is a denarius from the Roman Republic, 136 BC. It has this awesome cabinet toning, this dark patina on both sides, and then also some kind of colorful golden and multicolored toning on the reverse side. On the obverse side, that's I think that's the goddess Roma, and on the reverse side you have the Dioscuri, who are two Roman gods traditionally depicted riding on horseback and saving the Romans in a big battle. It does have a little bit of a scratch on the obverse, but pretty good condition overall. Most of these coins have already sold. This is a slightly older video, but I still have a few of them left over. And here's another lot of, I think these are all sestertii, yep. First one is Caracalla. This is from 196 AD, I want to say. It's from when he was about 8 years old as I don't even think he was a junior emperor at this point. Maybe he was. But this was during the reign of Septimius Severus, who was his father. And you can see it's a pretty boy-like portrait of him. Here we have a Marcus Aurelius. You can tell by the beard. Kind of tough to read the inscription. But pretty well worn, but still a decent amount of detail. And these coins are awesome how thick they are. They're super heavy too. I think this one's around like 27 grams or something. And yeah, pretty cool coin. Not too expensive either. You can get these for pretty affordable price, pretty reasonable price. And then this last one is one of his son Commodus, Emperor Commodus. A little bit of a mark on his hairline, but still pretty decent condition. And I think that's Zeus on the reverse side, if I'm correct, holding victory. Pretty cool little lot here. And here's a lot of some Antoniniani from the late 3rd century. At this point, the Roman economy wasn't doing too hot, so these coins, instead of being silver, were actually primarily bronze with a thin coating of silver, or a wash of silver, and most of the silver has typically worn off over the years. This first one's a Posthumus, who's a pretty common emperor. He's actually an emperor of kind of a split-away empire, the Romano-Gallic Empire. So not necessarily a direct Roman emperor. And then the rest, I don't think I've attributed these, but probably like Probus, Aurelian, some of the other late 3rd century emperors. These coins are pretty cheap, and obviously they're bronze, they're not silver, so they're pretty affordable. Here's a few denarii, couple Maximinus Thrax, a Geta, a Severus Alexander, and then I think that's the rough one is an Antoninus Pius. Not in great condition, obviously. But the Maximinus Thraxes are in pretty good condition, and they often are. I found that for whatever reason, many of the coins from his reign are super well struck with a great amount of detail. And then that Geta is not in pretty good condition too. I'll include some close-up photos of each of these. Got a little bit of toning on it. Little bit of uneven flan, kind of more horizontal than vertical, but reasonably well centered. And then you have the Pax Augustae on the reverse side, which is basically saying the peace brought about by his reign. Here's another lot of denarii. I think these are, let's see, I think that's 4 Gordian III's, another Severus Alexander, and then a Julia Mamaea, who is the mother of Severus Alexander. Gordian's typically the most common and affordable denarius, or emperor with denarii coins. His are typically in like you can get them even in like the $30 range. They're that cheap, but they are a little bit lower silver purity. This was towards the end of the use of the denarius, so the amount of silver in each of the coins was actually less than 50%. But typically pretty well struck. Most of his coins, not just the denarii. Here's the Julia Mamaea and the Severus Alexander. They actually were both murdered together by their troops in a kind of minor revolt, and they're actually buried together as well in the same sarcophagus, which has survived to this day. It's in a museum in Rome. And you can find photos of it online. It's actually in pretty great condition, but kind of cool to have an artifact like that survived over the years. Another lot of denarii here. I think we have an Elagabalus. Let's see if I can see the front side. Yep, an Elagabalus. You can tell by his big eyes. He has basically the same name as Caracalla, so it can be a little bit tricky to tell them apart based on the inscription, so you kind of have to, looking at the portrait itself helps as well. Here's a really nice Severus Alexander with a little bit of toning. And I also got a lot of Domitians, I think 9 in total. I'm not going to take photos of each of these. I'll probably sell them as a lot. But pretty decent level of detail. His coins are a little bit boring because the reverse on about 2/3 of all his coins depicts the same goddess, and that's Minerva. He viewed Minerva as kind of his patron goddess, so there's not a ton of variety in his coins, at least on the reverse side, and actually also on the obverse side, because it's just a portrait of him. So you have to determine the precise date of his coins based on the inscriptions, and seeing how many times he was declared consul and tribune of the plebs and all these other titles that he took. His denarius coins are a little bit more expensive than some other ones. They're from the 1st century. Higher silver purity, typically starting around like $60, I'd say, at the cheapest, and often going well into the hundreds. Here's a lot of Antoniniani, or double denarius coins. Mainly Gordians, some Philips, some empresses. I think that's Herenia Etrasilla. And these are also quite affordable, though relatively low in silver purity. These are often ranging from about 30 to 50% silver. And I think they start at around 50% in about 230, 240 AD, and as you get into the 250s and 260s, they rapidly decrease in silver content. They also got, I guess, a single world coin in this lot. This is a 5 francs coin of Napoleon as consul, first consul. This is PCGS, and it's pretty good condition, some nice dark toning, though a little bit of a unattractive toning mark on the obverse side. I'm guessing it's from like an old rubber band maybe that was attached to the surface of the coin for a while. But some nice even patina on the reverse side, and coins of Napoleon are always in pretty high demand, both his silver coins, and then also he struck 20 francs and 40 francs gold coins. And I've bought and sold quite a few of these over the years. And here, last but not least, we have a Alexander III or Alexander the Great silver dram. I recently learned that the pronunciation is not drachm, as I thought, or tetradrachm. It's dram. The CH is silent. The obverse side of this coin depicts Heracles, or basically Hercules, or the Greek equivalent. And the reverse side features Zeus, king of the gods, seated on his throne with an eagle perched on his arm. This one's in pretty nice condition. I think it's a little bit better than the grade NGC suggests. Just look at the strike there, but yeah, pretty happy to have this one. And that's it. Thanks so much for watching.